Banjo has been one of the most beloved and requested characters to be put in Smash Bros. I remember way back in the day people wanted him in Melee, but obviously that would never happen because Rare, the creators behind Banjo-Kazooie, they were bought out by Microsoft, and you could say the series was never the same after that. I wonder if there's an alternate universe where we actually got Banjo 3. Also, one day I pray we get Conker in Smash. I just miss him, plain and simple. In 2018, we finally got Banjo in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and my god, it's one of my favorite trailers to this day. And I'm not gonna lie, out of all the DLC characters, this is probably one of the most surprising characters for me personally, because Nintendo actually mended a bridge with Microsoft of all companies to get Banjo in Smash, and they actually paid respects to the series that I feel like has been forgotten for decades. Because Banjo made his debut in Smash in 2018, that actually meant there was plenty of time for fan-made mods to make their own spin on Banjo before he was an official character, and I don't think a lot of these mods were even close to the official version of Banjo, but it's definitely not a bad thing. What I mean by this is Banjo's moveset is rather simple, but in a good way. It feels like his moveset was made for Smash 64, sharing some similar moves and animations to even Mario, so I think the team wanted to pay homage to Banjo-Kazooie and the 3D platform era that existed on the Nintendo 64. So it makes sense that their forward airs and back throws are kind of similar. Banjo's moveset may be simple, but that led to mods like HDR to change Banjo's attacks and animations for the better, and you'll be intrigued to see why they were changed and what these changes are, so make sure to stay tuned and subscribe. As far as Banjo goes in Smash Ultimate, on the very first official tier list released this year, Banjo is currently ranked at the 66th tier. That goes to show Banjo isn't as good as people thought he was. Out of all the DLC characters in Smash Ultimate, him and Piranha Plant are the lowest tiered DLC characters in the game. That says a lot, as 4 of Smash Ultimate's DLC characters are top 7 as of right now, so Banjo is a little below average. As I stated earlier, his moveset is rather basic and honest. Cough cough, pun intended, I know, as his main unique mechanic is his strong side B that has limited use, and while these higher tiered characters get to build blocks and have a book report list full of moves. I don't want to be mean to Banjo because I've wanted him to be in Smash for so long, but competitively he just doesn't have enough pizzazz. Yes, I said pizzazz in 2023, we're living in that world. Look guys, Banjo can't be Pyra, but it's okay. We love him the way he is, and I'm glad he's here anyways. Early on, when Banjo was released, people noticed his decent recovery options, his immense amount of projectiles in his disposal, attacks that have acceptable amounts of range. However, their flaws are their KO power is mediocre, some of their moves take too much in time to use properly, and their ability to combo is rather lackluster, and Banjo's grabs are pretty terrible. During the first couple years after Banjo's release, many top players would drop the character in hopes of finding a more viable character in the long term, as Banjo is a hard character to solo main. Years later, after the online era, people have concluded that Banjo is either a character that doesn't have enough players playing the character, or he's just not good enough for the tippy top level of Smash Ultimate's meta. That explains why Banjo is where he is as of right now. Banjo is a heavyweight character, he's actually one of the heaviest characters in the game. Yes, you could say Banjo is thick. His dash, walk, and traction speeds are all bad, but when Banjo runs and then he uses Kazooie, he actually becomes significantly faster in speed. His jab is one of the fastest grounded tools, being frame 4, and on top of that, Banjo has a multi-jab as well. However, if you didn't notice, their damage output is rather weak. Up tilt is a solid KO tool due to its range and ability to KO at roughly 140%. Forward tilt is a poking move. This is actually Beak Bayonet from Banjo-Tooie. It's good at creating space and stopping approaches. Down tilt is Beak Barge. This move is actually a semi-spike and you can cross up shields with this move. Dash attack is Banjo's forward roll. Surprisingly, for being a dash attack, it can actually KO at 150%, and at low percentages, it can set up combos for Banjo. However, you don't necessarily want to spam this move as it does have plenty of end lag. Forward smash is Breagle Dash. It has plenty of end lag, and if you manage to hit with it, it can actually KO at 100%. Down smash can KO at roughly 85 to 90%. Its interruptibility is actually super fast, so Banjo can act out of this move. Up smash is the weakest smash attack. It KOs at roughly 110%, while inversely being the fastest smash attack that he has. Gnar is a good setup tool. It's very weak. It lacks the ability to KO at higher percentages, advantages. It's a multi-hit move, so that also means it's easier for opponents to fall out of this attack. This move is not good. The animation on Fair is actually similar to Mario's forward air. The aerial is actually not that bad. It can pressure shields, it auto-cancels out a short hop, you can KO at 90% with this move, and it has the lowest amount of landing lag out of all of Banjo's aerials. Up air is Banjo's combo tool in the air, and you can do up air strings with this move. However, it's mainly just a low percent combo tool, as its KO potential is actually pretty terrible, and its hit stun is really low, so you can escape out of this move. Back air is rat-a-tat-rap. This move, if it cancels out of a short hop, it can actually come out really fast, and you can even punish people off stage with this move. Down air is Beak Buster. This move meteor smashes near the beginning frames of the attack. However, the later hits of this move are actually awful. This move is super easy to punish if Banjo misses, and if you use this move off stage and don't manage to confirm the opponent, Banjo can easily just fall to the bottom blast zone, so you have to be careful. It's a rewarding move if you manage to hit the meteor smash hitbox, however, it's just way too risky in my opinion. His grabs are all pretty terrible. Sorry, Banjo, just speaking facts. Forward throw is lackluster, it doesn't really do much. Back throw is probably his best throw, as it's a KO throw. It can KO at 105%, which is actually similar to Mario's back throw. I see you, Sakurai. Up throw's utility is mainly used for linking into up air or up smash. Down throw, you normally would expect this would be Banjo's combo throw, but it's way too easy to escape out of this throw. Although you can use it to confirm combos, it's just not super reliable. Neutral special is Egg Firing and also Breagle Blaster. This projectile travels far, but the eggs come out really slow and they also decay in damage over time. Because of its speed, it's mostly used for confirming combos and keeping opponents at a distance. One unique thing that Banjo could do is if you hold neutral B, the move will become Breagle Blaster, and the eggs will travel faster, but they don't travel nearly as far. The move isn't terrible, but if you're good at mashing, you can shoot out the eggs really fast, so mash away. Side special is Banjo's more unique mechanic, this move being Wonder Wing. The move can be used 5 times per stock until you can't use the move anymore. It's an amazing KO tool, recovery tool. It beats a lot of people that are trying to edge guard Banjo. However, because it has a handful of uses per stock, it can be rather limiting. As without it, Banjo's recovery is pretty terrible. The move actually has full invincibility when it comes out and can KO at 60%. However, the move does have some weaknesses built into it, like it beat by shield and grab. Down special, Kazooie shits out an egg that's a grenade. No, don't question it, just move on. The egg will explode on a timer as soon as it comes out. However, you can grab the grenade and then use it as an item, similar to Snake's grenades that are in his moveset. You do have to be quick though and grab the grenade as soon as possible, as there is significant amount of lag when Banjo inputs down special, so you have to grab it quickly. This move actually is decent because this allows Banjo to Z-drop the grenades, or you can use them to aid in his recovery. So despite it looking like a dumb move, it actually is pretty important for Banjo. His up special doesn't really send Banjo that high up in the air, doesn't really help him that much because Banjo's jumps are already pretty low. However, you can act out of up special and do aerial combos immediately out of the move, which is actually a great thing. This is actually partly why Game & Watch's up special is so good in Project M and the earlier updates especially, except Game & Watch's up special was kind of broken back in the day, but that's a separate story. One of the things they did with Banjo in HDR was give his animations a facelift. And of course, Banjo can wave dash and dash dance. Here they are, go crazy, have fun. There is no L canceling in HDR, but to compensate that, plenty of characters' aerial attacks are actually better across the board. And because wave dashing and dash dancing are in the game, a lot of characters are getting speed nerfs because otherwise they would be moving way too fast with their already natively fast speeds that are in Smash Ultimate. Banjo's walk speed was actually improved, going from 1.06 to 1.11 with improved aerial acceleration. However, Banjo's run speed was slightly nerfed. His jabs have more knockback, and this is actually a good change because they were super weak before. Up tilt animation was one of my favorite changes. This is a night and day better animation compared to the Ultimate version. Now the move has more expressions on Banjo-Kazooie's face and is an actual competent combo starting move. The arm even has intangibility during the active frames. Down tilt got a damage increase on each hit of the move. Dash attack now slides off the ledges. If you guys remember Project M Donkey Kong dash smash attack. It's now reminiscent to that move now, and I love this change. Up smash's animation was changed to his up tilt animation from Smash Ultimate. In a previous update of HDR, this up smash had a huge knockback buff, but it seems like they ran it back and made his up smash into a combo-centric up smash now, with lower knockback being at 110. Down smash is mostly the same, just with a slight damage buff. Nair was heavily improved. Now this move is a brand new attack. It reminds me of older Banjo mods that existed before Banjo was in Smash. The backpack swing is a reference to an attack that's always been in the Banjo-Kazooie series, and this is a huge buff as previously his Nair was awful in Smash Ultimate. Now this move has way more range, knockback, damage. It even starts combos for Banjo now and is just a super good Nair. Forward air was made stronger in a previous update, but again they seem to have rolled that back, as Banjo's forward air was buffed to 104 knockback, but they brought it down to 88, which is still a slight buff over the base forward air in Smash Ultimate. Down air now bounces on hit with slightly less landing lag, more damage, and knockback on the earlier hit. Neutral B got some interesting changes. Now you can input forward tilt while being stuck in neutral B, and this allows Banjo to at least have a tool to use while he's stuck in neutral B. It improves this move's utility as Banjo at least has a little bit more of a defensive tool now. Also, there's an animation where Kazooie is sweating when the eggs get weaker, so it's a nice detail. Aerial side B was actually changed in the most recent update. Now the move is Beak Bomb. This move uses a red feather on use, but the feather will regain itself after 7.5 seconds. The move can be angled now, and Banjo can input this in the air and actually get slightly more recovery utility. However, similar to the Smash Ultimate version, it's still beat by shields, and Banjo will actually bounce off the opponent when hitting a shield, so yeah, you can still get punished. Back throw has a slightly higher knockback growth from 72 to now 80. Down throw has a decreased knockback growth with higher damage, now dealing 8%, but the changes to the knockback growth actually improves the move's utility, as it can actually be a good combo throw now. Wow, Banjo's throws actually do something now, how cool. I'm not going to speak on Banjo on HDR's tier list because the meta is really in its infant stages right now. A lot of these changes are completely brand new and fresh out of the oven, so we're going to need some time to see where this develops in the future and where Banjo could go from here. However, that goes without saying, he did get plenty of buffs to his aerials, his KO power, hitbox placement, and the biggest buff of all of them, these animations are just so good. Shoutouts to whoever made them. Chef's kiss. If you guys want to support the channel in any way, you actually get early videos on Patreon, or if you're a channel member, so check out the links down below for that, and thank you guys for supporting the channel.